Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Ah, the movie that inspired this series, and in a way, the entire channel. And it's a dumb hot mess of a movie. It's not the dumbest movie ever or the messiest, but it is unfunny, uneventful, boring, and ultimately forgettable.
It was a movie.
Welcome everyone to the first dive into the streaming discount bin. Now going into this, I've never seen the movie, but when I was mulling over the idea of this channel and what I wanted to do, I saw this movie on Hulu and thought to myself, let's take a look at the trailer again. It's been a good long while. And yeah, it just looks ridiculously bad. It looked bad when it came out, and it still looks bad now. But let's run through real quick what I did like about the movie before I start popping off on this mess. So bear with me. This won't take long. I actually like the soundtrack, both the licensed songs and the score from John Powell. Now there's some bias because I fuck with the Bourne movies soundtracks, which were also done by Powell. And he had just completed the Bourne Identity prior to this with the same director, and it carried a lot of that style over to this movie. And it works for the most part. The licensed songs are neatly spaced in the movie, not overused, and fit well into scenes. And there's also a few scenes of dialogue that I actually enjoyed, but we'll get into that later. So the movie starts off with John Boy and Janie talking to a marriage therapist, which is actually a unique way to start a movie off like this and establish the characters. There's no fancy dialogue here, but it's enough to introduce us to the characters. However, right off the bat, we have our first big sin. The therapist is voiced by William Fichtner, and when you have William Fichtner, you put him in your goddamn movie.
You have any idea who you're stealing from? You and your friends are dead!
Oh, come on. What is this?
Not off to a strong start, and we just started the movie. There's some cliche banter before flashing back to Colombia, so we can see how these two people met. Instantly, we can see there's some shit going down in Colombia, and John Boy is just casually sitting at the bar, and a pack of cops rolls in with heavy weapons because Barracuda, in lowercase mind you, got shot. We are never told who this is, and apparently we just need some random Colombian getting shot, so these characters just happen to meet in the same hotel lobby. And apparently all the cops are interested in single tourists, because I guess tourists or whomever can't travel together, and someone still gets shot. Apparently not a thing. Okay, we're moving on. And Janie walks through the front doors, and these characters just start walking towards each other for some unknown reason, while hiding their weapons. How did no one see this? They weren't even trying to be sneaky about this. And yet they are able to just walk away and into some random hotel room. But wait, there's more. Later that night, they are just casually sitting outside drinking shots. If someone got shot and warranted that level of police presence around town, how are they just sitting outside eating food and drinking before she gets up to dance? Hey, you can't do that!
I'm friggin' telling!
Wait, you both get hammered and start making out in the rain? You met like less than 12 hours ago. They wake up the next morning, and again with dropping glasses that aren't yours. Honestly, the Columbia sequence could have been taken out and it wouldn't have affected the story at all. Anyways, we're going to New York, and John Boy and Janie are at some street festival booth, and Janie feigns being a good shot. And I guess to fit like a gender norm? Like, girl, you could be a girl and still be a good shot. Like, you're not giving anything away by showing that quality about you.
This is the deal.
Now, I need to get this out of the way. I do not like Vince Vaughn in this movie. He's here as Eddie, the comic relief, and he is not good with some bad cliched dialogue.
Morning, pal.
How you doing?
Same old, same old. People need killing.
Mom! We're on high alert here! I almost killed you right then!
There is not one redeeming word that comes out of this character's mouth, nor does he do anything in the entire movie. If not because Eddie was taken out of the movie, nothing would also change. Wait. Foul languages? Like there are whole languages that are foul? She is not an inviting gym. Double weight. Buzzing fighters? What the hell does that even mean? I looked this up on Google. It's not a thing in this context. What the hell kind of gym are you all at? We meet Janie's friend for the other part of the cliched friend relationship chat, when we find out that our lovely couple is getting married.
Mazel tov!
Jesus.
What I've started to notice in the first 10 minutes of the movie is we haven't really learned anything about our characters other than they are getting married. And Johnny Boy is getting his ass whooped in the ring. But not personality traits or what our characters are about. In all honesty, I think the entire beginning of the movie could have been removed and just segue into the married day-to-day part. Not that this upcoming part has anything much better to show for.
Oh shit!
So John Boy and Janie wake up in the present time of the story and start their average day. Just like everyone else. But then we cut to our new character played by Adam Brody. Now this character is an asshole.
Don't. Excuse me, sweetie. Could you grab me a coffee? Okay, I like it with lots of sugar. Thanks a lot.
And I'm not sure why the film felt compelled to inform us of this one and only character trait, but it's not necessary. The character's not necessary. The scene is not necessary. I think I've stumbled onto a theme to this movie. He's just on his way to get an assignment from his boss. Oh snap! Is that Keith David? Keith David's in this movie?
Are you yelling at me? No. Are you yelling at me in my own house? No. Don't let me have to open a can of whoop ass on you.
Hot diggity, got some good acting firepower in this film. My problem with Adam Brody is that he's the fourth billed character for this movie, and it's not due to alphabetical order. I checked. But he's in the movie for like 10-15 minutes tops, and he has no point in the story other than to get the conflict started and deliver the laziest twist at the end. He shows up for 2 minutes, then we don't see him for another 20, where he just sits in a car and sasses some agents, and then gets whisked away for over an hour. So yeah, a really dumb character. The plot proceeds to John Boy and Janie coming home, and these characters talk about the dumbest shit and do boring things. Hey, no showing off. Also, OSHA would not approve of that. Again, nothing really to learn about these characters or who they are, but thankfully, this is short-lived before the next set piece kicks in. Wait, hold up. Are you smoking in your therapist's office? Girl, that's bad for you. This movie is just stupid, and it's all downhill from here, boys and girls. We finally see John Boy and Janie go on assassin jobs, all before going to a neighborhood party. Like, it's dark out already, and you're going into the city. Just how much time do you have to do all this stuff, including getting into some real fancy, sexy clothing for the job? I can't. This is just stupid. So they both leave separately. John to kill some Irishmen and henchmen, and she kills... Actually, I don't know who that's supposed to be. What is going on? This is just ridiculous. Like, how is no one noticing this either? This is actually one of the few scenes in the movie that made me laugh, and it wasn't intentional. I don't even want to go down the road that Brad Pitt would be shit-faced showed up to that neighborhood party, but whatever. We're moving on. We're at the 30-minute mark, and we're finally kicking the actual plot into gear. Let's go to work. He works as an assassin in a contractor job with old people for support staff and not Cousin Eddie, I guess? And she goes to a high-rise to the Sisterhood of the Traveling Lady Killers. And they both get orders to go into the desert to whack Adam Brody. Oh look, more Keith David. The desert scene is one of those scenes that have made its way into pop culture, but the scene is overall boring. Like, Jane could have just brought a sniper rifle and shot Adam Brody. The explosive setup is totally unnecessary. John Boy could have given chase in his dune buggy. They mess up each other's job, and Adam Brody runs away. John Boy and Janie go home and are given 48 hours to clean up their messes. The interesting thing about this entire sequence is we learn some things about our characters and how they operate. She's calculated while he just rolls in. He's calm and collected after just eating with Vince Vaughn.
I want to know who that bitch is.
Hot damn, Janie is coming in hot and she is pissed. And this leaves me unguarded for what comes next.
His father.
I don't know if that's legal anymore. Also, what is this? Charlie's Angels? How did the whole Sisterhood of Traveling Lady Killers get to be calling him father? So confused right now. John Boy goes to see Techie Michelle Monaghan, and what follows is what I can only describe as trying to make technobabble sound technical, and it's not good. It doesn't work, and I'm in the technology field, so let's break it down.
Upgraded RAM module.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
You know, I might be able to get you a billing address.
No, you can't. That's not how this works. But fuck it. We gotta keep the plot moving along so we can get to the shooting and the explosions. There's a little investigation that ultimately ends with a dropped wine bottle.
You shitting me?
And I guess the cat's out of the bag. They run through the neighborhood and John gets thrown off the road in a car with some cheesy one-liners thrown in. Now this is where one of my biggest beefs with the movie is that Janie is all, I don't love him. It's just a cover. First off, Missy, how'd you both go 5 years without figuring out each other's actual career, and in those 5 years, you either never felt lovey-dovey kind of feelings for him, or did you just fall out of it? And if you fell out of love, why are we finding out, or not finding out, at the 48-minute mark? It's just so dumb how neither of these characters can be honest to themselves about their feelings, how flimsy they are to go right out the window on a flip of a dime. Like, you're both assassins, for God's sakes, and you both got massive trust issues. So where do you both get off being mad at the other person? I just don't know, I just can't. It's at this point that the movie shifts to dumb action movie mode, and the next set of sequences consist of Brad Pitt constantly going after Angelina at different locales. She keeps telling him to fuck off, and he keeps coming back for more. I will say there are just a few rare moments of unintentional hilarity during this section. Like when these ladies just happen to have all these grappling guns in the ceiling for a quick escape, and they just shoot their next door neighbor's building and run away. Or after they drop an elevator and we see they have a mobile base and a fried chicken trailer. It's so dumb, but it's just so good. And sadly, that's about it from here on out.
Don't be a prick. Okay, just take it. I don't need it.
We arrive at the house, the scene flashed in all the trailers as the hook, and it's completely ridiculous. First, they crash into each other's car and just leave the cars half out in the road, I guess with the world's most trusting neighbor. Like, dude, why aren't you calling the cops? Why is no one calling the cops? And there's been some really bad writing surrounding this entire movie just leading up to this offense to the mind.
Come to daddy.
That's nasty.
If this movie was somewhat boring and dumb in the first half, the second half is completely brain dead. Wait, y'all trying to kill each other and now it seems like the right time to bang one out? And at the 3/4 mark of the movie or later, we finally have these characters talking about themselves, getting honest and learning about one another. And it's sweet and vulnerable. It's just too little too late. But not before our next action scene. It's 1-800-HENCHMAN time to ruin your day, and they are here to stay. Let me just say the explosions in this movie are total dog shit. Even for 2005. Total dog shit. And bye-bye a house, there goes to the neighborhood. But not before stealing the neighbor's van for some asinine car chase, which serves no purpose other than to drag out the runtime. After over an hour since his last 3 minutes of appearance, John Boy and Janie scoop up Adam Brody so we can get the lamest twist of all time. I'm serious, you could see this from fucking space. It's so obvious. And Adam Brody completes his stupid character's plot applications. Get the fuck out of here! And we finally arrive at the last sequence, shooting up the home decor store. Kind of got a ring. I can give 2 whole points for locale creativity, but that's quickly erased with the same dumb action and shooting of random mercenaries. And they're just like doing their job, so I guess it's okay to mark all of them. Oh, a minigun. That's just no, an RPG. That's just super. God, this looks like shit. But yay, they're all dead. And we cut to the marriage therapist again? Wait. Are these firms just giving up and going away, like letting our characters off scot-free? Your house is nuked and you're going back to your same marriage therapist. You know what? I don't care. I don't care. I think the problem with this movie is that it tries to be both an action film and a romantic comedy, but it doesn't know how to be either. So it jumps between the two and it doesn't balance very well. And it's a damn shame because the premise is actually interesting and has a lot of opportunity. But like most movies in TV and other storytelling, especially within these genres, it comes down to the writing. If the writing is shit, the story is shit, and it's handicapped from there. With little characterization of John and Jane, there's no investment in their relationship and the romance. And there's no stakes, so the action falls flat into dumb, stupid action bin. In action movies, there needs to be an opener that hooks the audience, and then develops the characters along with the conflict, so when the story picks up, there's investment in the characters and the conflict they're facing. With rom-coms, the characters need to be developed and we need to learn a little bit about the characters. Then they meet and their romance develops. We want to see them beat the bad guys and be victorious. We want to see the characters find their love. And don't get me wrong, there are also plenty of ways to subvert expectations and try new things. But if you can't pull it off, then stick to what works. Believe you me, this film is not subverting anyone's expectations and it's not boldly trying new things. All it ended up being was a lazy rom-com and a lazy action movie without really figuring out its identity in either genre. Now, no one can deny the impact this slop had on popular culture, from the Brangelina super couple to the hit show almost 20 years later and everything in between. Without this garbage, there wouldn't be the good things that came after that, and I think that will be its legacy. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm just so sick of this movie. I'm giving it a 3 out of 10.